Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Zelda Universe Podcast. I'm grateful to have you along as we explore and reminisce about our many journeys in the lands of Hyrule and beyond. My name is Connor Schultz, and it is a pleasure to be with you once again. I have two returning... What are we calling you? Not partners in crime, because we haven't committed anything. Companions? Let's do companions.
That works.
Companions in podcasts.
Two returning companions. It's fitting considering what we're going to be talking about today. Jason, hello.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Glad to be back.
And Caitlin.
Hello.
Happy November to the two of you, and happy November to all of you, our listeners, as we bust into this is the beginning of an era. It was described as the beginning of an era on some posts that I saw because it's the first ever game in the Zelda franchise that was specifically and exclusively put on the Switch 2. But it's also, they tried tricking us with this before, it's supposedly the end of an era, as this should be, quote unquote, the end of our Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom era of the timeline.
Yeah, I guess it is, huh? It'll be a good send-off. I wouldn't be mad about that.
So if you have somehow avoided all news of Zelda, which if you have, I am amazed you found us, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment has been out as of this recording 1 whole week and a day.
Damn, I don't even feel like that.
What does it feel like?
I don't know. It feels longer for some reason. You're right, but it when you said it, wow, I was like, okay.
The Wilds era in general has been a really long one. Like,
Yeah.
it's 8 coming up on 9 years next March. It's from
Yeah,
when Breath of the Wild
yeah.
came out. That's a long era.
I was gonna say that's longer than probably any previous Zelda era. I feel like.
Well, considering that when it comes to sequels, Zelda has been very, very sparse. The only thing that could potentially rival it would be Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks, and Phantom Hourglass,
Yeah, I guess.
which that is in the wrong order that I said those, but Wind Waker came out in
3?
2002, I think, right?
2002,
Oh.
end
Yeah.
of 2002, December.
Yeah.
And then that would have carried through over to Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks was probably 09, I'm guessing. Or
I think Phantom Hourglass was 07?
yeah.
2009, you were right.
Yeah.
Right on both counts. So that is almost exactly, with the separation of really just about a week,
Mm-hmm.
a 7-year gap. But yeah, that means this is still the longest.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Well, I'm not mad. It did good this time
It's
around.
been a good era.
It did good. Yeah, like
This has been a pretty good
Yeah.
era. I've talked at length about the original Hyrule Warriors.
I love
and
it so much.
It's so good. And to bring the war aspect to this realm, where we not just have tales and legends of wars in the previous eras, but a direct cause and effect of what these wars have done to the setting that we are sitting in, it made perfect sense. And they have done an excellent job of fleshing out and or theorizing, if we will, depending on what part of the games you are looking at. Time travel shenanigans are time travel shenanigans. At this point, Jason and I have played for about 8-ish, give or take, hours.
Yeah.
About how much have you played, Jason?
Probably less than that. If I had to
Okay.
guess, maybe 5. So I'm still
All right.
kind of newbie.
And then, Caitlin, you have yet to obtain the game.
I've yet to pick it up, but I'm very much looking forward to doing so. I have a lot of FOMO.
You'll enjoy it. Don't worry about it. And you're still there, so you're good.
Well, good luck on your attempts to avoid the spoilers.
Thank you.
Good luck to all of us, because
Yeah, I know, right?
I, at the very least, am only going to be playing it when I stream it, so that's only once a week. And with that being the case, we are going to be as spoiler-free as is humanly possible as we open our discussion today with just a little quick review of what we have seen thus far, what we've experienced, and what we are hoping to see moving forward.
We're not as far as you'd like to think, so you don't have to really worry about much. You might know more than us at this point.
To give the vaguest concept of that, I have gone through the introductory segment and part of the next segment after that. That's about as succinct as I can do it, because since I haven't gone through the second segment, whatever segment that is, I don't know what the segment lengths are, so I can't say. There's an introductory segment where oh, this is when the game actually starts. And then you get to the rest. So it's okay. So what is the next? I assume if they go by Age of Calamity setup, which they have mirrored pretty well thus far.
From what I've seen, yeah, they have.
Once it reaches the end of that segment, you'll know when you've reached the end of this phase of the story, this act of the play, as it were. What's your favorite part of the game so far, Jason?
Honestly, for me, there's a part that I'm at. Spoiler free. How do I explain this? Spoiler free. Put it like this: it's good to see Zelda coming into her own, because
Again,
now, well, more so this time for sure, because technically she in the wild she kind of came into it. I mean, not wild. Sorry. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Sorry. She technically came into it, but only at the end of what was happening. You know, with the the Guardians and everything destroying Hyrule, and Link about to die, and then she unleashed her powers, and then she went and kind of put everything in stasis and stopped everything. So it's like now we're getting to see her actually come into her own with Queen Sonia and King Rauru to kind of help guide her, and it's refreshing to see that, because I feel like the only way we saw it truly, Connor, and this is probably why you said that as well, is because we saw her come into it in Age of Calamity, but that was like a different way of how she came into it in a different timeline. So it's good to see this Zelda from Breath of the Wild, and at the end of it coming into her own. Like they the training to fight and stuff she does in the game so far. Like it's good to see that. Like I actually really enjoyed it, and I like her fighting style because I feel like it fits her more than maybe say like just having her like use a sword. She kind of has her like magical power of light way of doing it, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy seeing that.
we love to see our main characters behave like main characters.
Yeah.
It's good. No, it's very true, especially when at the moment we have not seen Link. No saying as to whether or not Link is going to show up. We can make our arguments about our Robo dude, who looks very much like a Link stand-in.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like,
but at the moment,
yeah,
as far as we have gone in the story, it's not like we have had the time travel shenanigans and suddenly Link is standing there to save the day.
Exactly. No. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
This is Zelda as the, not even necessarily the main character, but definitely the lens through which you are seeing these events unfold. And because of that, it's great to see that she is holding her own. She is being herself. She is doing her research stuff that we saw in the tablets and the flashbacks from Tears of the Kingdom. She is very true to the character that we have seen thus far. But you already kind of pointed on it. Coming into her own, she's already there. I would argue she's already there before this game ever started, because that was the whole point of her arc in Breath of the Wild. So she's already here. So there's a part of me that's a little about how she's still kind of being played off, and this is true from the cutscenes in Tears of the Kingdom, so I don't feel like I'm being very spoiler about this. How she's still being just overly hesitant about, I don't think I can do this, yada yada.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't get these powers, etc. It's like, no, you had that.
Yeah,
you had that already. We don't need to go through this arc again. You had that.
I think this is like our way of like getting to see it. Like that's what I mean. Like actually see it versus like most of it happening off screen or through a flashback. But you are right. She does have it, but like I think this is her utilizing it more because it seems like in Breath of the Wild when she stopped the Guardians and she just went to Ganon and just kind of put everything in stasis. Versus like now she's learning how to like fight and do all this other stuff. So like it's good to see that.
Stasis.
It was like a stasis, right? Like, because like what
You're
was
perfectly
it?
right. It's just kind of funny because that's exactly what the name of
The power is,
the
yeah,
rune was.
yeah.
You had the stasis rune.
Yeah, because I mean, also too, like she didn't age, so she just never aged
Jason.
that whole time.
Jason, I love puns.
I know.
I will always call out the puns because I enjoy them.
Exactly. But also too, I like to see how like now she has this other power, the time power, and we're getting to see her like understand that. I think that's also another thing too, like because in the Breath of the Wild like cutscenes, you get to see that she's learning more about her powers and really understanding them, especially the time one, because Queen Sonia is like helping her with it because she has the time.
Tears of the Kingdom,
power.
not Breath of the
Tears
Wild.
of the Kingdom, sorry, yes, I meant. But we saw it in the flashbacks, but now you're actually gonna get to be able to see. Well, I assume from what I've seen, that stuff come to fruition, and I like that, because I was always asking the question, like, yeah, the cutscenes were good and all, but my original hope for Tears of the Kingdom, once I understood it, was that like at some point, I don't know why I thought we would get this, but I was like, maybe they'll throw us a bone. You'd get to like control Zelda in the past and do X, Y, and Z, and then maybe it might affect stuff with the future for Link, so you'd get to play both characters. They didn't do that, but I guess they had this game in mind, so this is not, we're getting it now. But I would have loved to see that stuff.
Imagine Oracle of Ages, but with Zelda and Link. That would have been so cool.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I was like hoping we would get that, and like I said, I guess we got it now with the game Age of Imprisonment. But I really was hoping for that because there was like not even that, we're getting to see who those Guardians are, like with the masks. Like I know everybody's like, who are you guys? Like who are you?
I am very happy. I have seen at this point all 4 of them without their mask.
I've only seen 2,
so that gives you an idea of about when-ish along it you'll be able to see them all. I like all of them. I think at this point I like the Rito champion the most, but that is partially because I recognized his voice actor. And his voice actor plays a character in Genshin Impact. He has almost the exact same personality, very laid back and confident, almost to the point of being smug, but he's still very down to earth.
So he's like a Rivali Teba mix.
He's not Rivali. He is not Rivali, and it's great. And it's just the voice. I was so excited to be like, wait a second, I know this guy.
I'm interested to see who it is because as far as what I've seen and uncovered so far for the 2 ones that I've seen, it just kind of sounds like it's the old voice actors for their quote unquote stand-ins from Breath of the Wild doing their voices in this game, but just in a different way, at least for the 2 that I've seen. So it's like, I know you did the descendants of their race for, the other games, but I've only seen 2, so I don't know.
I would have to actually compare VAs to know that for certain, but they do not sound similar to me.
Okay, that's good. I hope you're right, because I kind of was like, oh, this is an easy fix. Like the person that did this person's ancestor in that time is doing their voice for this one. But if you're saying it's a whole new VA, I'm all with it. I like that.
I'm 1,000%, not 1,000, but I'm very, very certain.
Yeah, because like Riju's voice was different from what's her name's voice? Oh my god, I can't think of her name right now. Or Bosa's voice. So those are different voices, so I'm okay with that. But if you're saying this is a whole new voice as well, I'm excited. And that's one thing I will say: the little bit I've played and what I've seen just by playing makes me want to play more, and that's good because usually if you have a game and you're not interested, and you don't want to see anymore, it's like that's not gonna be good at all. It makes me want to play the story, which is really good.
So, Caitlin, as someone who has not gotten it, you are planning on getting it.
Yes.
Is there anything that you are looking forward to or things you have questions about that we may or may not be able to answer or you don't even want us to answer?
I don't know about questions because I feel like we get really into the weeds of spoiler territory very quickly. But I'm really excited about all of the playable characters, really, because whenever I've gone into a Hyrule Warriors before, I've sometimes thought about who I'm probably going to end up maining or who I'm going to really enjoy playing as, and then it usually ends up being somebody completely different. And the lineup looks really, really interesting, and I'm sure there's some kind of surprise characters when you get a little further in. So I don't know who I'm going to end up having the most fun with, but I'm really excited to kind of to play around a little bit and to find out what they all kind of feel like to play.
In regards to gameplay, this one feels very smooth. I'm trying to remember comparisons between the three of them, and it's Calamity now is the one that's furthest away from me. The gameplay itself is very smooth. I very much enjoy the movesets that they have come up with. It's taken a little bit of time to understand all of the mechanics that are available to you because as you have seen in the trailers, there are what you expect from the Hyrule Warriors games that we've had before with basic and heavy attacks that you can do in different combos. There is the link up, which was heavily pushed in the trailers where everybody gets to high five or fist bump each other. The power of friendship, bringing out combos, which are very entertaining to do, by the way. But then you also saw in the trailers people using Zonai devices. So there are additional implementations that you can use to counter stuff that enemies are doing. It is both a way to do more damage and also interrupt your opponents, which is really useful when it comes to breaking down weak points, for example. It's not just a dodge and counter, though Flurry Rush is still in there. You still have you just have all of these options to work with, and it's really fun. And despite the fact that I don't feel like I have a full mastery of everything that I am doing, it hasn't hindered my progression in the game. I still feel like A, I'm getting somewhere, but more importantly, B, I'm having a ton of fun while I do it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the same way I felt, and honestly, it is still akin to like how Age of Calamity was as far as like the gameplay. It's more similar to that game than the original Hyrule Warriors, which I'm not mad at because Age of Calamity is more similar to like the old kind of Warriors games anyway. But I will say this: they've refined what they did start with Age of Calamity in this game so far from what I've been playing. So it feels a lot more smoother, like you said, with this game than with Age of Calamity. That being said, as much as I love Age of Calamity, can we get like a Switch 2 version of it so I can go back and enjoy it? Like Nintendo, do you do you mind? Can we get one? Like, I want to go back to that so bad.
Just put all the games on the Switch and we'll be fine. That's what they're going to be doing eventually, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, if you have not picked it up, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is available wherever you get your Switch 2 games, digital or physical. I am a physical person. I have them all hanging out with me.
Same.
That's what I do. So pick it up, play, enjoy, and I'm sure we will have plenty of opportunities to enjoy, dissect, critique, and praise as the months pass us by. We're going to move on to some of our normal columns, and we're going to start off with Zelda Study, a series where we examine the history of The Legend of Zelda to bring you some fascinating trivia, exploring games development, curiosities within the lore, and the impact it has had on culture. And today, we are looking at some similarities in character design. It is pretty well known for those of us who have played Zelda for a decent amount of time that Zelda has some recurring characters.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're not technically the same characters, they like to use the same general people. Beyond having Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, there is also very frequently an Impa, for example. There's almost always a Great Deku Tree or Great Deku Tree stand.
Yep.
Yes.
Love our Impas and our Deku trees.
But as it turns out, it can extend a little bit beyond that. And looking here in Zelda Study today, Aaron Talon has pointed out some interesting comparisons to be made between Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. We're very familiar in Twilight Princess of the group that meets at Telma's bar. I don't think they have an official name. Do they have an official name?
Not that I can remember.
No, they were just like the defensive, like Telma's Resistance or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Some little resistance group.
Resistance.
They're pretty memorable. We see them and we interact with each one of them as we go through the second half of Twilight Princess.
I still love that game. That game was great.
How much time did either of you spend on the characters in the Lumpy Pumpkin and Skyward Sword?
Not as much, but they were familiar to the other ones. Some of them, at least. Yeah.
It took me a while to work off my debt in the Lumpy Pumpkin after I broke the chandelier. So more time than I was probably supposed to. But I never put this together before. No, but it's very cool.
So yes, there are two patrons in the Lumpy Pumpkin who are big fans of both the pumpkin soup, which if you have not had pumpkin soup, it's actually pretty delicious, and also the Lumpy Pumpkin's star waitress, singer, Kina. It's just the two of them usually in there, and they help with some of the stuff that you do. The guy, the old guy, I should say, because they're both guys, is part of what leads you to finding Batro, because he's raving about demons prowling Skyloft at night.
Yeah.
But looking at just their character designs, there is an argument to be made that they're very much based off a Twilight Princess counterpart in the Resistance movement. We usually talk about reincarnation just for our core three. Is there any chance that we have actually a whole slew of people who have been caught up in this same cycle and we just don't know about it?
I know, right? I mean, I'd say it's pretty high if we got an input for pretty much all of the games. Like an actual Impa.
I think it's fun to think about. I think the facial hair in Twilight Princess is definitely stronger. But no, I think if I were directly a band of time travelers around Hyrule, I think Telma's Resistance makes a good case.
I mean, if you think about it too, Beetle's been around since at least Wind Waker.
That's
Oh,
true.
That's true. It's very true. I have no idea what I am doing here. It seems like I was pedaling a bike before, and now I'm just walking all over the place. But hey, you have Beetles, so I don't care.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay, so Telma's Resistance, therefore, we have decided, I'm declaring this now, is a band of time travelers who are specifically trying to solve this case of consistent reincarnation and the loop of the Triforce, while Beetle is just wandering through these time periods, purely by accident and having no idea why
That's
he
funny.
keeps ending up in these different places.
Just an immortal being who can jump between the different realities of The Legend of Zelda. He is the one constant.
He just wants his beetles. That's all he cares about.
Beetle is the thread that ties the timeline together. I just know it.
You know what his quest is? His quest is looking for that energetic golden beetle that you get in the Wilds era that you never give him, and he always threatens to send someone after you. And I'm like, who's he threatening to send after me? Like, is he sending the Yiga clan after you?
Why are you not giving him the beetle? That's not nice.
He's not getting. You know what those beetles are for? He's not getting it. He'll get them when I have an extra one to give him. I'm never giving him the beetles. They're specifically the golden ones are for the Tunic of the Wild, so you can level it up, and they're hard to find. He's not getting it.
Insects in Zelda in general are annoying to find. At least with the darners and the butterflies, you can see them before you, so you know to crouch. All the other ones, the rhino beetles and whatnot, they're all sitting on tree trunks. You're not paying attention.
No, I only see them after I've scared them off, and it's way too late.
Exactly. You have to literally walk around in like the Sheikah armor just to even be able to run up on them without, scaring them off. And I feel like 9 times out of 10, whatever tree you're walking toward, they're always on the backside of that tree. So if you just run and you see like
they're one step ahead.
Yeah. He's not getting those beetles. I'm sorry. He can send all the Yiga thieves he wants after me. He's not getting those beetles.
The Yiga thieves aren't gonna be much help anyway.
He threatens to send assassins after you. Like, why, dude? Why?
Do you have any idea how long and hard it is for me to try and get those things? I have a large freaking backpack on. I can't leave that alone. That's all my wares.
I love the idea that Beetle's some kind of kingpin in the Yiga clan.
You think it's Master Koga? No.
No.
Beetle is the true Yiga master.
Exactly. Said no need to get my hands dirty. I'll hire someone to do it. Like, who talks like that? Why, dude?
He has the biggest backpack in Hyrule, and you wonder why he never gets robbed. It's because he's the one leading all of it.
You're on to something, Caitlin. You're on to something. I didn't even think about that. He never gets robbed.
It's all coming together.
Hey, boss, how you doing? Oh, wow.
Oh, good. Did you bring it? Yes, good. Here's your banana. That's why he's the kingpin, because he supplies them with all the bananas.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the
that
only reason why the Yiga can survive in the desert when it's obvious they should be in the Farron region, because that's where all the bananas are.
Exactly. Yep, we figured it out. Beetle, we on you.
It wouldn't even be the first time we've seen a darker side of Beetle, because if you go to his island at night in Skyward Sword, that's a very different man to the guy who's peddling his little hot air balloon around.
What do you mean a different man? Have you ever stayed up on his shop, slept, and then tried to leave without buying anything?
True. He does just drop you to the ground, doesn't he?
I forgot about that.
So great.
Oh, man.
I have prepared a fitting punishment.
Oh, man. Did either of you read the Twilight Princess manga?
I didn't know.
They did a pretty good job fleshing out the resistance in that. I kind of enjoyed it. You got to see more from Ashe and Shad and everything, and it really kind of dived more into like what they were about. Even what's his name? The bearded dude.
Aru.
In the manga, I think he used to be Zelda's attendant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's the one that tells her. I like how they did the story. It was really good. I mean, I know it's probably not quote unquote canon, but
canonicity is a whole different discussion. Again, at some point, we should probably have some time to just yell about the timeline for a bit.
Oh, I'm down. Sign me up. But in the manga though, he also, when Zelda, she actually meets Midna before all this kicks off when they're kids through like a mirror, and she speaks with her every now and then. Aru finds out and is basically like, "You're forbidden to do this. Don't do this again." And he has the the mirror sealed up so she could never see
Oh.
or interact with Midna ever again. Long story short, after everything that happens, he kind of feels bad. Like he has regrets and stuff. So his way of joining the resistance is trying to set things right that he kind of felt like he had a part of, making wrong as well. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's what happens when you stop letting people be friends. Freaking racist.
Yeah. He made Zelda so sad. I love her so much, but she's the saddest Zelda, man. Oh, I used to feel so bad for her.
Zelda in every rendition is a very sad figure. She is put through so much.
Yeah, but this one's the worst.
This is very, very much off topic to what we're talking about, but every single Zelda has done so much for their country that is absolutely insane. The amount of self-sacrifice that Zelda in every rendition goes through. And oh my gosh, she's amazing. I love her.
And in a lot of them, she's only a child as well. Like in Spirit Tracks, she has her spirit like yoinked out of her body, and it's that way for most of the game. Like she's
It's not yoinked. She's done murdered. They killed her.
Oh my god. Yeah. Poor Zelda.
That is one of the reasons why we need to move on from the Wilds era. That Zelda has been put through way too much. Let the woman have her happily ever after. Let her reconstruct in peace, do her research, live in the same house with Link, and we can be done.
I feel like the whole of Hyrule for the Wilds era has been through so much. I think if you have lived a life where you have seen Hyrule Castle start doing some really just out of the left field stuff for the second time in your life, the second time in like 5 years, the castle just starts floating. It's just like, you know what? This is fine.
If only I wasn't barred by that massive canyon, maybe I'd actually move.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to know, though? I know they'll probably won't do this, but this would have been cool if they did. If they explored like the lands or the area where Sidon's wife is from. Because she's not from Hyrule.
It's true.
She's not from Hyrule. And I'm like, well, where is she from? And I'd be that. I think that'd be cool if they did that. But we'll see.
If they had done that for Tears of the Kingdom, that actually would clear out cleared out a whole lot of plot holes that they made for themselves by trying to make a sequel that wasn't actually a sequel.
Yeah.
Anywho, thank you so much, Aaron Taylor, for bringing us this tidbit of information from Zelda's study. And we're going to move to a different column, one that we haven't done before here on the podcast. We're looking at Yuga's Art Gallery, the series which we highlight our favorite artwork from the Legend of Zelda community. Sometimes official artwork, but often productions created by passionate artists from across the fandom. You've both beaten the first Zelda, I imagine?
Not personally.
Oh.
No?
Oh.
No.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry, you will. You will. You'll enjoy it. You will.
Need to work my way backwards.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It's on the Switch, so you could play it on the Switch. You'll be fine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's on the NSO.
Nice. No, I've seen it be beaten, but I haven't actually sat down and done it myself.
That's one of the best still to this day. Good gosh.
They're all the best. So the artwork, which if you have this on YouTube, we'll make sure to place it on there. And as always, the links to all of our columns and articles are in the description, so you can click over and take a look at it. Is displaying a face-off that reflects the final battle of the original Zelda. As one would expect, it is Link versus Ganon. It's a pretty awesome piece of art. I like how it takes from Link to the Past design, as well as focusing on the things that made the original Zelda game unique. It's one of those pieces that those of us who have played these games for a very, very long time, it's, yes, I remember the first time I played this game. I was 5. The year was 1993. It might have been 92. It was probably 92. Maybe even sooner than that. I don't know. We all forget our memories after age 3. And I never saw this at age 5 because trying to play this game at age 5 is a good way to basically stick your kid in front of a project and not have to worry about him for the next several hours while he cries in frustration. You see, screen babies has been a thing for decades. The only difference between now and then is that then we were also given lessons in persistence and pain.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo games are rough, man.
I mean, they were designed to be rough. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Either of you two do much artwork?
I used to draw when I was like in school, in high school. I used to make little like comic strips. Sometimes I'd do like Sonic or something and do like little stories and comic strips and stuff. But I'm not the best artist.
That's so cool.
I'm not. It's cool, but I'm when you have a best friend and a brother who can make art like the one we're talking about, and then you can draw good, but you're not like that. You're like, I did all right.
I'm good. I'm not that good.
Yeah, I'm not that good. I can make a storyboard, no problem. But stuff like this, I always respect. I'll never forget. I had a friend. We had to do a theatrical like dragons and something like some type of like artwork we had to do. Long story short, and I went and made my little knight and like horse and dragon and blah blah blah. And then I look over to my friend and he has this like dynamic, cathedral themed artwork with knights and this very detailed dragon that it looks, oh my God. And you see something like that and you're like, how are we the same age, bro? Like, like this is like something you would see in like a church or something. Like, it was so crazy. So it was like, I just, I can draw, but I'm not like that, but it is what it is. You do what you can.
When I'm looking for artwork, which I do every now and again, sometimes I'll commission pictures of like my D&D characters or stuff like that. I'm always have a aesthetic that I like, and I'm trying to find an artist who fits that. But very rarely am I looking around and like looking at something like this, which is definitely not my preferred aesthetic. But trying to look at it and saying, okay, what is it about this that makes it stand out, makes it unique? And the analysis that Ellie Appleby does is that kind of, okay, so here's what this is doing. Here's how this art works. Here's how it's connected. It's fascinating for me to see things like this where you can see what it is. Like, it's very obvious. Link, Ganon, getting ready to fight. But it's also like the proportions are different. The stylizations are not necessarily a normal depiction. In fact, I'm looking at Link right now and just kind of looking at how his arm as he's holding the sword it's not quote unquote normal, but it's not wrong either.
Yeah.
The way you're able to express your art is fascinating. Ganondorf's not Ganondorf, Ganon. Ganon's horns are very interestingly designed in this, and it fits. It works well.
Yeah.
And someone who does not have those kinds of artistic chops, because I do not put in the practice that I would need to in order to be good at artist, it fascinates me how someone can design something that is not like photorealistic style or even just realistic, but have a stylization that makes it truly unique.
I really like how the point of view of this is looking over Ganon's shoulder, because when you're playing as Link, you're always looking from his point of view, or you're always kind of facing your enemies head on. So rarely do you get to see Link for the force that he is, and what he must look like for the foes that he has to go after. And it's really, really cool to see kind of how this character has actually managed to through every reincarnation is save Hyrule and kind of take down these armies of monsters. Because when you're playing him, you don't necessarily realize kind of that the kind of power, the intimidation that he must kind of build up for himself. So I really like how this one is looking at him and looking at how he actually does look as he's getting that job done.
Someone has had to have written that kind of fan fiction, right?
I hope so.
Like, someone has to have done that of, this is it. He has done this force, this pipsqueak, if we're going from Ganondorf's perspective, for example. Because at initial glance, regardless of how cool you think Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time Link, for example, looks, he's not, honestly, the stereotypical super buff hero figure. He is, by design, very normal looking. And in most cases, as we've mentioned with Zelda before, is often like 12, 10. This child, this literal child, not even in their 20s, except for Tears of the Kingdom, is somehow annihilating all of these forces. Like, I may be the king of evil, but there's something about this thing. This child is not normal. Only a fool would disregard him, especially at the point where he is about to face. And Ganondorf, for all of his pride, is no fool.
Nope. I think that also too, like, the cool part about it is, the title's just like old times, and if you peep it, as much as that is supposed to be the Link from the past, Link and Ganon, there's a nod to the NES Link with the ladder on his back.
Well, the question is, which one is it?
What do you mean?
Well, again, like you said it, Link has, not only does he have the ladder,
he has the shield as well. Yeah, and he has the bracelet. Yep.
He has the power bracelet.
Yeah.
The Ganondorf definitely looks like Link to the Past Ganon, with the trident and the flames, but that is definitely original Zelda Link.
I'm wondering if it's like a callback to the NES Link, as well as like from the perspective of like the Link to the Past Ganon and whatever. Like, so, just like old times. So it's like, I remember back in the day when we tussled like this for the first time and it was on Nintendo, and this is how you look to me, when you were the NES Link, and now this is the, we're fighting again in this battle like this, and this is the Link to the Past, era, and that's how again it is. So I'm wondering if that was like maybe what it means also by, just like old times.
This is a battle that has raged for, if you believe the timeline, millennia. We have so many titles at this point. I can't even remember off the top of my head. We're about to hit 40 years worth of games. And this is a clash that has never truly been resolved. So just like old times, that could be the two of them in this particular instance. That could be the fact that this is a battle that has played out forever. That is the cycle that they are destined and fated to replay over and over and over again.
I like that it could also be the artist as well. Like the just like old times is them reminiscing on sitting in front of the game, like with the NES or whichever version that they were playing, and then revisiting it with their art. That's also just like old times. I like how that works.
Yeah, it works really well.
Well, a hearty thank you to Pikminion, who is the artist behind this piece of fascinating artwork. And thank you to Ellie Appleby for opening this wing of Yuga's art gallery. And we move now to the feature of the month. Caitlin, your piece at the end of October is our focus for this podcast. And Link is never alone, is he? Like, really. There are a few times where, yes, it is And it's always been depicted as the lone hero facing down evil. But he's never really alone.
No.
Not that they necessarily want to be there. And that's the fun discussion that you decided to address with this article, is the companions who don't really want to be there but don't have much of a choice.
I always really liked Scrapper in Skyward Sword because he's not in it as a whole game companion, but right off the bat he's kind of like, I have no interest in helping you. You're a child. Why would I be doing things for you? I have my life to live. And even when he is helping out because he just takes an immediate liking to Fee, it's nothing to do with you that's convinced him. He wants to help Fee. He's still, I'm pretty sure, like when you call him down to the surface to help you with something, he's just like, get out of the way. Leave me alone. I'm gonna do this for Fee. I'm not pleased to see you at all. And then as I was kind of thinking about how much I love that character, all of these other kind of like realizations of the other, there's been a lot of companions that have been maybe less than pleased about their role, at least initially. But I think Linebeck is my absolute favorite because he is just consistently so good and so funny. And Phantom Hourglass was actually my very first Zelda game on DS.
Oh, nice.
So
that was interesting to comment on that one. Okay. Yeah.
So it's definitely a nostalgic one as well. But no, I think he's the peak of reluctant companion. But he also has the character arc to make it all worth it.
Linebeck is the first one that I ever thought of when it came to reluctant companions. And that is very much the reason why you would think of him first. Because he is the archetype of that. I don't have any desire to be here. I want to live, thank you very much. I want my money, and I want to go. But now I'm stuck here because money. And just watching him and Sela bounce off each other is absolutely hilarious. It is... Sela is Link's voice, I think, more than any other character ever has been.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that is the kind of go hard, positive, courageous. I mean, she's the spirit of courage. It makes sense. And having someone who is all bluster and bravado and no courageous fiber in his being whatsoever is just so funny.
I think for me, it's Tattle.
Tattle
was the first one I ever encountered that just just did not like Link from the beginning, and she doesn't really, she forms a bond with him, but she doesn't really like him like that through the journey, as much as you would think, and she's definitely there because she has to help him get her brother back. But she's also like, I don't want to do what you're doing, and I'll help you out. But she gives him a lot of, like, she ribs him a lot for a lot of things that he does.
Well, she's a tsundere.
Yeah, and then like a lot of times, Link's looking at her like, okay, and I don't really want you to be here either. You made things hard for me as soon as I got to this world. Like, in that relationship they have, because even at the end, when you get him back, Tail back, and you save everything, and she's basically like, okay, well, bye, and he's just like, he gives her that head nod, like, okay, and they go about their ways, and it's like, this whole journey we went through, and this is how we're gonna leave it. We have a mutual respect for each other, but like, she's basically like, you can leave now, and he's like, I'll do it. Like,
that's a very interesting take on that, because that's not how I take it.
That's always how I've taken it.
Like I said, she's a tsundere. She absolutely has no desire to express her feelings honestly with anyone, including herself. And so at the beginning, yes, it is very much a, why am I stuck with you? Holy flip. She takes command.
She does.
We're going where we're going because she's telling us to. But then you see that relationship becomes a lot more collaborative. Especially, I see it particularly after Woodfall.
Oh yeah.
Because you beat the boss, you teleport out, you've seen the giant, and Tattle's just like thinking about this whole thing, and then all of a sudden she stops, rushes back, she's like, "Holy crap, you are amazing out there! Have you done this before?"
Yeah. Yeah. But she's also kind of like, I didn't expect anything from you. Like, who are you? You know what I mean?
Surprised her.
She's like, I just thought you were some chump we were gonna get by on, and now you're actually proving yourself to be something more.
And so when you get to the end, she's trying to act as cold as she was at the beginning, but when he starts leaving off, she calls out after him. So there is a bond was formed.
It was. But that's why I like that one so much, because as much as she fights her feelings and she didn't want to, she probably, like I said, they've got the respect for each other. Even when he leaves, if you see it, like Link just leaves, like he gives her the head nod and he just leaves. You know, okay, I'll leave now. And it's just like, wow, well, why was I so mean to him at the end? You know what I mean? But in his mind, it's like, hey, that's just the relationship we had. You know, we weren't exactly friends in the beginning. We did what we had to do. You don't like me. Okay. You know, that's fine. I'll see you later. And he just leaves. He just gets on a pony and leaves, man. Oh.
Well, that's what happens when you have a character that doesn't say words.
He gives her the head nod, though. That right there is just the ultimate, like, okay.
Have you never given an approving head nod of respect?
Listen, his head nod is, I feel like it was equivalent to like the Batman thumb from the movies. Remember? Like when Batman used to get that thumbs up, he would be. Yeah, exactly.
You can't see what we're doing because this is an audio only podcast, but yeah.
He just gives it the head nod and leaves, man. I was like, man, that's why I love that Ocarina of Time Link, because he's so like cool and stoic at times. Like, oh, you went through this whole adventure. Okay, you can leave now. All right.
We're done here.
I wonder if his mind, he was like, you're not Navi anyway, so like, I don't care.
Fine, I have a better fairy. So
yeah, like I wasn't even looking for you. I was trying to find Navi, so oh man.
It is a very common trope. In fact, look through every single companion that we have in the game, except for Seela. I think Seela's the only exception to this rule, where the companion character is not really there for Link. They all have a reason to be in this adventure, even if the reason is with varying levels of altruism. Ezlo is cursed. He just happens to be cursed by the same person who cursed Zelda. You have Midna, who has no interest whatsoever in Hyrule or the Twilight or anything. She just freaking wants her throne back and to stop being an imp.
I kind of feel like Fi might be one, though, right?
Nope.
I mean, she calls him master, so I don't know.
I could quote you word for word what Fi says at the end when she says farewell. The only reason she was doing this is because Hylia told her to. This was her programming.
That's sad, though. Now you're just saying that, I'm like,
isn't it?
Dang, man, like, that's why I like games when Link is just by himself, man. Like, you don't need nobody. Jeez.
But that's part of the point, right? That's why you have reluctant characters, because by the end, they're not so reluctant anymore. This is particularly true for a protagonist like Link, who is the quintessential silent protagonist, which means there is very little of a character arc that he can go through. Any development that he undergoes is something that we, the player, undergo, which is all well and good, but as far as emotional attachment is concerned, there's really not much there.
Well, I think that's why it was so interesting the way they did Majora's Mask, because you would never think Link to go find someone like Navi. You would think that just after their mission was complete and everything was done, he would just accept that she left. That's why Majora's Mask is so iconic to me, because in the very beginning he's going to find her, and it's like, well, why? Why would he even be doing this? And like, I always thought that was very compelling.
I think that's less a mark of good. It's not a mark of how good Majora's Mask is, but a bit of a downgrade in effective storytelling as far as Navi is concerned.
Really? You think so?
Navi deserved a lot more in Ocarina of Time than she was given. That's one of the reasons why Navi is not very much enjoyed as a companion, because after the initial stuff with the Deku Tree, we don't get any real personal interaction with her. It is just, hey, listen, go to this place. Hey, listen, watch out. So much so that it is the meme when it comes to Navi. She deserved more in the game, which would have then explained much better why Link wanted to go find her in the first place.
I kind of always thought she was like a guardian angel for him in a way, you know, and once she left, it was like her duty was done. And I think he was probably like, wait, come back.
I really like the relationships where Link is also kind of the reluctant one. So in Twilight Princess, he's not thrilled to see Midna the first time.
Not at all.
He's not.
To be fair, Midna is a hate towards him.
That's funny. I like Midna. Midna's cool.
I do. I really like Midna.
Everyone loves Midna, but still, you can't ignore the fact that she was a little when you first meet her.
She opens with making fun of him after he's gone through an objectively bad time.
Makes fun of him, abuses him, rides him, insults him, does not care in the slightest that all these people have been taken and corrupted and thrown into a place that they don't belong. Literally mocks him with the images of the kid who idolizes him and his girlfriend. Yeah, no, she is not a good, willing, nice character in the
I love the way she used to tease him, man. Oh my gosh, she would have me in tears just the way she used to torment him.
I like that she doesn't have to change all that much in the end, though. Like when they do become companions, and she does want to help the World of Light, and Link does want to help the Shadow Realm, but like you don't lose her completely. She doesn't become like a very mild-mannered, meek companion. She's still her.
Like even when he goes and he sees Zelda for the first time, and he's like, and he goes in there and she like rolls her eyes like, oh my god.
So good.
Eslo as well. He just kind of, Link isn't like, oh yeah, no, come travel with me. Eslo's like, oh okay, I see you don't have a hat currently, so I'm just gonna fill that role real quick.
Dude, slow down. Slow down! I'm a freaking hat! Fine!
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna take a nap up here real quick, actually. You just take us to our next
this is a nice spot for me to sit. Thank you so much. And like, it's just like, you see it on his face. They put it in the sprite work.
Yeah.
You're not tall enough, though. I think you should be taller for me to sit on your head.
That's funny. Yeah, Eslo was funny too.
I like how you talked about, Caitlin, the fact that Midna is still Midna.
Yes.
At the end. And Eslo is still Eslo. Tattle is still Tattle.
Yep.
Rivali is very much still Rivali.
Groose is definitely still Groose.
And yet, they all go through development. Honestly, the one who goes through the most dramatic change is probably Lineback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, he is still very much Lineback.
He's very much Lineback.
It's great to see how character development can be expressed in a way that maintains who the character is at their core.
Yeah.
And that is one of the ways that you can show good character development. You can recognize them from point A to point B, but there is still a distinctive difference to show that they have undergone some kind of growth over the course of the story. And that's what we always want from our protagonists.
Absolutely. I think if the next Zelda game goes back to some of the older styles that the kind of the original kind of Zelda formula, where there is a companion that kind of sticks with you throughout most or all of your journey, I would love it to be someone who is like Linebeck, rather than somebody who is ready-made, perfect, keen to go on this adventure purely just because it's the right thing to do and they want to help the hero. I would love it to be somebody who is as funny as Linebeck, but just somebody who we get to see the development of them alongside the rest of the story as well.
You should play Age of Imprisonment. That's all I'll say on that.
Noted.
That's all I'll say on that.
We all ever... Never mind. Let's expand that. Take a Zelda game that doesn't have a companion, and who/what would you do to put a companion in that game? I'm going to start with the easy answer. Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's the easy one, but that's just because I have been thinking about this for a while. Minoru should have been the companion. She should have been the companion. She was sitting in the Purapad the entire time. She was right there. It was absolutely perfect and made. And she said that that was her intention from the beginning. But she couldn't for some game mechanic plot hole reasons that we really don't get into all that much.
She has her construct, or she could just... Maybe not that exact construct because it's like 8 feet tall, and I don't think you could sneak up on bokoblins with her following you around. But no, I would have... I really like Minoru. I really like her as a character. I'm very excited to have her in my Animal Crossing town when that update comes out next year. I would have very happily had her as a companion.
I've just been thinking about this since I've been 100%ing Tears of the Kingdom, at just what could be done to flesh out and improve the narrative. And having Minoru there as a companion to help Link understand the constructs, the Sky Islands, the Zonai, because yes, Zelda has been studying all of this stuff, and Link has been following her around, helping her. That doesn't mean he understands what the crap is going on. I wouldn't be surprised if all of it was just, flying over his head. He's no archaeologist. And then you also can have the built-in character development where we're talking about, where Minoru is perhaps bemoaning the fact that she is all by herself for 10,000 years. There is the fact that she has to deal with what is essentially survivor's guilt. There's just so many ways you can do it. Plus, since she's in the Purapad, she can light up and talk about whatever's going on. It was right there.
I got an idea for you guys. This is stretching it, but you said we had to try it, and it's hard because most of the Zelda games Link has had a companion. I actually got 2 ideas, but I'll use the main one first. Zelda 2, Link's companion is the Princess Zelda that's Sleeping's brother.
Interesting. That a-hole of a prince.
Yeah, he's in ghost form because he has unfinished business, because after he cursed his sister, he didn't, pass on. He became a ghost because he has regrets and he wants to set things right. So you meet him somehow, some way, and he kind of helps you on this journey, also kind of explaining some things because he has to set right what he did wrong. Because if you remember when he cursed his sister, he regretted it afterward, and that's why he had everything set up so someone could save her one day. But he just doesn't pass away. He becomes like how the King of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild.
Roam.
Yeah, Roam.
Yes.
He's like that. And so
okay,
he travels with that Link on his quest and kind of helps to flesh things out more, because that story doesn't have a companion, and also too it would fit perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like explaining the world and why everything's set up the way it is, and like, hey, can you help me avenge, or put right what I've done wrong?
I love that you bringing up King Rome is made me think that I love how on the Great Plateau he's not always with you. He's always around, but I kind of love that if he were there for the entire game, it makes sense that Breath of the Wild doesn't have a consistent companion, because if Rome just followed you around the entire game, he would just be kind of like, are you gonna save my daughter? No,
Yeah.
you're just gonna kind of like run around, cut grass, like
Every single cartoon of Link, I watched you the entire time. What the crap were you doing?
Yeah.
I've waited for 100 years. What's happening here?
I'm tired, man.
Why are you doing like all of these horse races instead of like, we've got stuff to do? I think if you added Rome into that equation where he can just kind of like be summoned from meta and be like, hey.
It would actually be a pretty good way to put in naturally the Zelda notes. Having Zelda give the notes for Breath of the Wild, it would be Rome doing it.
Yeah. That's funny.
What was your other idea for a companion?
Oh, this one already has a companion, but it would be a cool way to have another one. And it's Wind Waker. So Connor kind of knows a little bit because he's played this game, but
have you not played this game, Caitlin?
I've played Wind Waker, yes.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about Hyrule Warriors, the first one.
Oh yeah, I have played that one as well.
Yeah, in the first Hyrule Warriors, Wind Waker, Link, his sister speaks for him. Aurel speaks to him through the stones. So I was thinking, what if she talked to you or assisted you like that as well in that game, and talked to Link through his, whatever means, the little speaking stone thing, whatever they had. Even though you do have the King of Red Lions, it would be cool if you had that as well. Because, I mean, yeah, he's there, but he's mostly for when you're with him. And he does speak to you when you're on the island sometimes, but it would have been cool to have her like as well. Maybe when he's on an island and he's doing other things. I don't know. Just something that kind of randomly popped into my head.
It's not a bad idea. I think the King of Red Lions is underutilized as a companion.
Very much so.
It is wild how Link will go again. Like he's just this child, and he'll come out of this death trap, and the King of Red Lions will be like, "Oh, okay, you're back. Okay, let's go."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's just kind of like, "Oh, you're good."
I've just had a nice like little nap in this port here.
Yeah.
One of the challenges that the King of Red Lions, and I'll throw Fi into this as well, one of the problems that we sometimes get with our characters is that we don't see enough of them as individual characters, so that when they explain their regrets or the things that have changed about them, it becomes very difficult to truly empathize with them. Fi is the example that I go to all the time with this, because she is so muted in her personality that you really have to be paying attention in order to see the little ways in which she is interacting with the world and developing and understanding, no, these are people and they mean things, and my master may be my master, but I also really like him, and he's really admirable and things like that. The King of Red Lions is another one where at the very end, when all the rain is coming down, he's regretting the millennia he has spent missing Hyrule and all of these things, and we never saw that. We never saw him reminiscing about Hyrule or missing how things used to be and all of these things. He was just our directional boat. When it comes to fleshing out your characters, especially these companion characters who are basically our emotional stand-ins for Link, having that arc from start to finish of this is where I am, this is what I want, this is what I regret, this is how I have changed, that further cements your emotional ties to everything that is going on, because our companions are our emotional doorway to these adventures more than anything else that we experience.
I just realized something else too, Connor. Technically, wouldn't Proxy be a willing companion for Link in Hyrule Warriors?
That is true.
I just thought about it. She does not complain, and she likes to be there the minute you meet her.
That's true. I would argue that Proxy is a little bit of a plot contrivance more than anything else.
No! Oh no!
But as we have blatantly obvious. The original Hyrule Warriors was about one thing and one thing only: fan service.
Yes, and I'm not mad at it.
I am not mad at it at all. You make an accurate statement in regards to proxy, but that was definitely a plot contrivance because there is no actual arc for proxy. Link gets more of an arc in that game than anybody else, and that's saying something.
I loved it. Oh man, why can't they just love Link from the beginning like we do?
Because there's no drama in that.
It's such a hard thing to get right, companions, because if they are going to be with you for the entire adventure, you have to make sure that they are likable, that they're not too handholdy, that they're helping you kind of like experience the world in a deeper way, but they're not kind of like taking away the feeling of discovery from you. I feel like not having one in Breath of the Wild was the right choice for that game, with the way that game is, you've slept for 100 years, you are all on your own now, and you're kind of like rediscovering all of this stuff without your memory, without somebody to help you, apart from, when you run into Impa, or when you run into random people in the wild, or when you run into the Zora and they're like, oh, I know you. And you have to be like, have we met?
There is an unwilling companion in Breath of the Wild.
Who am I missing?
Princess Zelda.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
She wants nothing to do with Link the entire time until halfway through those memories. Oh my gosh, get this special gifted child out of my face. I am struggling here. I don't need him here to remind me how much I'm sucking right now.
Oh, good.
I just want to do my science experiments, and I've got my dad in one ear.
I guess I don't technically have you in my other ear because you don't say anything, but still.
No. Your presence is here.
And it bothers me.
I'll give Link one willing companion in Breath of the Wild at least. Epona.
Technically, Epona is an amiibo-only gift, and therefore doesn't technically count.
But check this out, though, right? Let's just say she's canon, right? Oh, it's Epona. Come on, how's Epona not canon? Let's just say that. But anyway,
wrong
let's
game.
Just say
Epona is canon in three different games.
But check this out. Let's just
not
say
this
Epona.
One.
Let's just say Epona is canon, right?
All right.
Epona's the only horse that you get that is immediately just like, hi. She just run from you. You don't have to tame. Like, as soon as you see her, she's ready to go.
It's true.
And the bond is perfect, I think.
Yes.
As soon as you get it right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? So if you think about it, it's technically, a little companion already out the gate.
That also means that every single horse can be classified as an unwilling companion.
Hey, I'll take it.
And that just screams of animal abuse, and we will not have that here. Oh gosh, I was in the depths on my stream on Monday, and I accidentally I had some bokoblin skeletons attacking me on horseback, and the only way I could deal with them is by attacking the horses at the same time, and I was so sad.
Oh no!
They may be undead, but they're still horses, and they don't need to be involved in this.
No,
I can't hurt them. I can't even hurt them.
Also, those style horses, they automatically like you as soon as you get on.
Yes, I love them. If you find one of those guys down there, you're good to go. You can travel so far with them in that place. They are so underrated for traversing down there, man. I love stall horses. As soon as I see
so good.
I love them. They're like, you know what? I'm dead. I like you. Let's do this.
Trying to think of more companions. Impa is an interesting thought. It depends on which Impa we're talking about, because the only one that I would immediately think of as a companion would be if they had done something in the original Zelda.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Because Impa is the one who finds Link, but she's also really, really old in that one.
That's the only reason I didn't run with her in the Zelda 2, because, yeah, she's old, and we already know it's hard for her to move around, because Link had to save her in the first Zelda, which was like 2 years before. And that's why.
Actually, when you said Zelda 2, I thought you were going to say the Zelda from Zelda 1.
That was another thought I had.
Because that is a different Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. That was another thought I had. I didn't know how, like, complicated I wanted to go with it. But I knew the brother made sense because he could be a ghost. He would be dead. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a better idea, honestly.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I would have been cool if he had input to like guide you around a little bit more in the games, or at least like somewhat of a companion. You could put her on. You could put her on Link's back, like how was it Pauline is on Donkey Kong or
Yoda? Probably, go full Yoda for this. Yes, rescue the princess. You must.
She had the same outfit he did. The little robe.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
She got like the same ears. You know, you're already halfway there. That's funny.
It's all coming together.
That's funny.
Use the Triforce, Link. Oh no.
Or like, I'm trying to think, like, who are the little like magic wand dudes that are in that game? You know what I'm talking about? The
Wizrobes?
No, not the Wizrobes. It's like the little. Okay, it's the keeper. It's the Triforce keeper.
Oh,
yeah,
the imp dude, way at the end, who you don't actually do anything with. He just summons your shadow, and you gotta stab him.
Yeah, maybe if because he's small enough to fit on Link's back. Like,
we're back on that again. That's it. It was Impa the entire time.
Oh god. Or the Hylian Sage is what they were calling him, or something like that.
I like how this changed to who's the most willing to who's the most portable.
I mean, you know, it's funny as you say that.
If they are unwilling, they're obviously not going to be very portable. But if that is the case, Ezlo is obviously the most portable. He is literally a hat. One other thing that I forgot to mention, I gotta remember to say this, when it comes to itty bitty little companions, have you met Calamo yet?
Yes, and that's why I told Caitlin she should play the game.
Calamo is best boy.
Yeah, Calamo's cool.
Calamo is freaking great.
I look forward to it.
Speaking of it, actually, you know what? Calamo is an unwilling companion.
No, it's the other way around, and you'll think about it when you play again.
Does that mean Terrako is a willing companion? He's pretty.
Terrako is a willing companion. You're right.
Terrako is a willing companion.
He's pretty willing.
I like.
Well, there we go.
Terrako's a cute little boy. Yeah. He's a good boy. He did a real good job.
He did.
No, Calamo is definitely an unwilling companion. He is looking for his own thing. He's only involved because it's interfering with his own objective.
Yeah, but he has the companion. He has the unwilling companion.
He's the one.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you play it, you'll get it. He has the unwilling companion.
I don't know. I would say his companion is pretty darn willing. Because thus far, the companion in question has been dragging him off into these situations.
Funny.
Like, wait, come back here. I need you for
funny.
this. Wait, I'm fine. It's great.
That's funny. That is funny.
Well, Jason, Caitlin, thank you both for spending time here again on the Zelda Universe Podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
Grateful to chat with both of you once again. Caitlin, thank you for your article. This was a fun read. And thanks to all of our columns writers, the ones that we were able to visit today, as well as the ones who have been contributing as much as they do to Zelda Universe. For those of you who are listening, thank you so much for joining with us once again. We try and do this every single month, and we have done really well this year in staying up to date with that. So we will continue to bring more Zelda talk and more fond memories of Hyrule as we continue onward. If you have not picked up Age of Imprisonment, if you have the means to do so, I encourage you to do so. We hope to see you real soon next time on the Zelda Universe Podcast.